Subnautica 2 is everything you loved about the original game and then some. If you've played the first game, this will be a perfect refresher. If not, don't worry, you're not missing a thing by not playing the first Subnautica. Let's dive in. After releasing your lifepod and getting it to the surface, first thing to do is check the lifepod storage. You'll find food and a first aid kit, enough to keep you going early on. Then, you'll want to explore the crash zone, the mildest area of Subnautica where nothing can kill you, just maybe hurt a little. You'll want to take everything that's not nailed down. In the starting area, you'll find titanium, copper, quartz, rod sacks, metal salvage, and convenient little boxes with stuff. You don't have to always travel back to the surface to take a breath. If you see an oxygen tunic like this, you'll find that it releases bubbles that can replenish your oxygen. The biggest challenge at the beginning is managing storage space. You don't know what's important yet, so you gather everything and quickly overload your only storage locker in the pod. Thankfully, you'll find some portable storage as you explore underneath your lifepod, and my advice is don't try to carry it around on your trips for resources. Instead, carry them aboard your lifepod and use as permanent, temporary storage. You'll use them as moving boxes when you build a base later, but for now just keep them inside the lifepod or just outside it to store some secondary resources. By the way, everything stored in either these portable lockers or these wall lockers will be visible to Fabricator, so you don't have to get materials out to craft. A minor quality of life improvement that made me remember just how terribly wasteful the first Subnautica was with my time. Speaking of wasting time, don't. Craft fins as soon as you can. As a general rule, you want to craft everything in Subnautica as soon as you get access to it. And when you craft new things, they may unlock more things for you. The first tab in the Fabricator is most important. Items here are needed to progress the story. The second tab is for refined materials. You should produce at least one of each because this might unlock some new recipe, but also feel free to craft much more just to free some space. Do remember that some recipes require raw materials, so you don't want to be stuck with 10 copper wires but 0 copper. Also, metal salvage gives you 4 titanium and looks like this. This third tab is for food and drinks. You'll notice that your character, apart from oxygen, has stats for health, food and water. To replenish health, you'll want these medical gel sacks, or just pure fiber, and to make water you will want to grab these water slugs from the surface of things and turn them into bottles. You can also drink straight from them, but this will give you less water. With food it's a bit more complicated, because no matter what you cook from here, you notice there's digestive incompatibility, so eating any of these will not satiate you at all until you can get rid of the incompatibility later in the game. So at the start, just eat nutrient bars, and I will tell you how to make your own food a bit later. If you happen to die from hunger, that's fine. You will be reprinted with 45 food again, and will drop your items on the ground. You won't lose any of them forever, but will have to retrieve them from the spot that you died at. The fourth tab in the Fabricator is for other consumables, such as first aid kits and distraction flares. Before going back to the depths of Proteus, craft a multi-tool. This will allow you to gather feather kelp from the caves or fibrous pulp from one of the many gorgons, which can then be refined into fiber. The multi-tool should equip itself. You have 5 slots on the quick panel, and if you ever run out of space in your inventory but have free space on the quick panel, you can transfer any resource there. Now, with access to fiber, you'll be able to make 3-moon temaki, which will handle your sustenance needs. But to unlock it, you'll first have to scan and gather all 3 types of harvest moons. Alternatively, progress through the story and get the digestive adaptation to be able to eat plain old cooked food. With poor creatures chopped in your bento box and the squeeze put on the slugs, it's time to find some other danger. You'll want to get yourself a scanner for that. To craft a scanner, you'll need quartz and acid. You'll find some quartz on the seabed, but more often you'll find it in coral domes like these. The acid pouches to make batteries you'll find in caves. Go towards these purple flowers, you'll find the medical gel at the top and 3 acid pouches on the sides. If you go for the shiny thing first, you'll be blasted by a noxious cloud, so instead collect the 3 acid pouches around it first, and then the plant won't have the means to attack you. Now, taking the gel will be safe. With the acid, you'll make batteries and will finally be able to craft the scanner. Scanning everything is how you progress in this game. You can use it on materials you find in the world, flora and fauna, to fill your PDA and learn about them. You can use it on furniture and machinery inside broken habitat models to learn how to make them on your own. You will also use it to scan fragments scattered around the seabed to unlock new blueprints. For example, under your life pod, you should find a flashlight and a part of a habitat builder. Follow the nearby power cable down to the colony structure, restore power using a battery, and scan the remaining fragments for the habitat builder, but also biolab, posters, and furniture. And don't forget to talk to the noetic advisor. Don't worry if you miss some blueprint fragments, there are extras scattered in this world, so you will complete blueprints eventually. And if you find more parts of the thing you've already scanned, the scanner will just give you titanium for your efforts. That is the hard part. Making the habitat builder itself is super easy. It's just 2 titanium, 1 glass made from quartz, 1 battery and 1 copper wire. Equip it and you'll be able to build a habitat with more space for storage lockers. At first you will only have access to corridors and hatches. That's all you need. Build a corridor anywhere that has a seafloor, location doesn't really matter much at the start, and then add a hatch to it like this. Now, you need to put a solar panel at the top to enable life systems, and that's all you need to have a functioning habitat with power and air. Just note that at night, your solar panel will produce only 2 units of power. Building multiple, I have 5 here, will allow you to still use the machinery inside and breathe air in your habitat even at night time. Speaking of power, your battery-powered tools will lose charge over time, so when you're going on longer trips, make sure to take a spare battery with you. Then, once your battery is low, click R to switch batteries. And that's it. From here, all you need to do is keep exploring, scan everything, find and craft new resources, and follow markers on the map. Don't rush. I know you have the oxygen and food and water to worry about, but this game is actually very chill. In the starting zone, there aren't any one-hit dangers to worry about, and you have all the time in the world to explore. To speed up exploration, you'll want to craft an air tank and some transport as soon as you can. You'll find parts of this wakemaker around the tree that gives you the food adaptation. And the silver to craft both it and the air tank you'll find if you look to the west-northwest of that tree. You'll see a cable on the ground, and following it, you'll find a cave with plenty of silver. There are places there where you can breathe freely, so don't worry too much about it being deep. If you found this guide helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Just like for the original game, I'll also be creating a full progression guide for this one, detailing every resource, its location, and the quantities you'll need to complete the game, so that you don't waste your time going back and forth. Thank you, and may you have the opportunity to become a motivational speaker.